I stage people.
We're going to let Bob choreograph this one. I don't know. We're here at Near West Theater, and we're here with Artistic Director Bob Navis in your brand new space. How do you feel here, Bob? What's it feel like?
Like a mushroom exploding on opening night. I don't know what that means, but I'm really glad you're here, Tom.
Talk about your process because, you know, look, you got seats, you got stage, all this is cool, but what is the real process that you've been working with for 37 some years with kids from the neighborhood? How does it work?
Laboriously. You really asked the really big questions first. What's your process? It's called One Step at a Time. I know that's borrowed from the 12-step program, but sometimes it feels like Near West Theater partly is a 12-step, maybe a 15-step program, using the arts to discover more about who we are and the world we live in. So our process starts off being really about discovering who we're actually working with. And who is that person across the circle at the first day of rehearsal who I don't know? What's their story? And then after we learn each other's stories a little bit, we start to look at the story of the play and find out how the story of our lives intersects with the story of the play and why this is relevant and deserves our attention, because all these volunteers are giving lots of time to this piece for months. So, you know, we'd all like to think it matters.
And when you say Near West Theater, you mean Near West. These, everybody involved is really from the neighborhood here, from the Cleveland area. You got kids. It's multi-generational, right?
Absolutely. But everyone is not right from this neighborhood. It is certainly neighborhood-based, and we're really glad that West 67th and Detroit Avenue is our new home, because this area is just really uniquely diverse in so many ways. Economically, it's in a growth spurt, which is good to be in a growth spurt, not like a gas spurt, because Cleveland has had those too. But this is like a growth spurt time, so we're just riding that, and yeah, we're here to stay.
So when you say tying what you know about the folks you're working with the theme of the show, give us an example. You got Shrek coming up. What kind of themes are in that show that you're working with the kids, with the older folks here?
Right. We chose Shrek to be our first show because its themes are almost tailor-made to our mission. We couldn't ask for a better show. Here we have an ogre who was kicked out of his family when he was small and told that life would never be for him because he's a monster. And he should never trust anyone. And along the way, he gets a donkey pal, a mission to find a princess. He's forced to kind of come out of his swamp, which he's created as his isolated little world in a wall, and actually begin to allow himself to trust that there are possibilities for him beyond what he was told by the people he loved the most could ever exist. And so, you know, that's Near West Theater.
How does this space help you with that process? Before you were in a church, you didn't have air conditioning. It was super hot in the summer and chilly in the winter. Right. You were spread out all over. Your offices were at the other end of town. How does this new space help you sort of consolidate all that?
Well, yes, we have perfectly controlled weather at all times here, Tom. Margarita bars in every corner. It's a literal, the best of all possible worlds. No, truly, right now it sort of does feel like that because we have space. It actually doesn't, I don't know about consolidation. It's actually given us this bigger planet within which to weave what we do, and multiple spaces to have more than one thing going on at the same time and then all come together in this grand palatial new auditorium that we're standing in.
And then you're going to be flexible enough here to do thrust.
This is the first time people are going to see a full-length production, and it's like an IMAX experience. And I don't know if your audience can see our seats, but we have a whole new platformed riser system where we kind of have, you're seeing a giant show, but you're right on top of it.
We can't wait for this opening production. Thank you so much for taking a few moments. I know you got a packed schedule. They're sweeping the stage, so you're going to get busy here in just a couple minutes.
Time for you, Tom. Thanks again for coming. It's great to see you.
Thank you, Bob.
All right. Thank you.
Hey, it's Thomas Mulready from CoolCleveland.com. Have a great week in Cool Cleveland.